momentarily. But before we do, just a quick introduction on an American-made, family-owned business that have been around for many, many years. You know, you go into juice bars and coffee shops, smoothie bars, and you'll know the name Blendtec. They are one of the most famous brands in America today, and they just so happen to be an amazing family member to HSN. Well, tonight we're going to show you whether you're making smoothies, nut butters, ice cream, soups. We'll show you how you can do it easily and simply with unrivaled performance and with a design that is extraordinary. Easy, simple, it does it all for you. The last time this was on, it sold out completely. We're doing a 50% off deal right now on HSN. We're at $339, and let me tell you, you even get to choose which color you like. Blendtec are doing for us a choice of Polar White, which is down here. This is gonna be your spectacular, is this the orchid? Yes, this is the orchid. This is gonna be the pomegranate. Then over here we have that sleek black. This is the one Chelsea and I have at home. Down front we have the seafoam, and then we have the slate. As a bonus, everybody receives the twister jar as well, which is another $129 value. There's a lot to get to, and I definitely want to ask for your help. If you're a Blendtec user and you've loved this company for many years, call us on 1-866-376-8255. I think it's the bee's knees. I think it's brilliant. And here to tell us all about it, one of Blendtec's brand ambassadors with the company for over 8 years, Shane Heimers. Good to see you, sir.
How are you?
Welcome.
Thank you.
Shane, the reputation precedes it. Why is Blendtec so popular today?
Well, Blendtec is synonymous with commercial, high-performance, extremely powerful blenders. Right. So just like you mentioned, they're found in some of the best smoothie bars, coffee shops, all over the world, and actually in 96 different countries, I believe now, commercially. Wow. So when you look at or behind the coffee shop or your favorite smoothie bar and you're looking at the blenders, these square jars are all gonna look really familiar to you. Sure. Because they're behind most of those smoothie bars and restaurants that use our machines on a pretty consistent basis. Now, just like you were saying over there, they're kind of a jack of all trades. These machines are designed to do some incredible things, but actually the best thing is they clear up a lot of counter space. They get rid of a lot of the clutter.
So what would it replace in my kitchen?
Well, there's a juicer. They can make an ice cream maker. It's a grinder or a mill. You can do so many different things with the machines. In fact, we're actually going to get to a lot of the things here pretty quick. Okay. But probably the number one thing, and that's a good question, that most people purchase these machines for is because they're trying to find a way to get healthier and trying to find a way to get more fruits and vegetables into their diets. Right. Now, the biggest thing that they go after is to try to go buy supplements, and supplements are pretty expensive. Now, do you know, Adam, why they call it supplements? Tell me. Because they're supplemental to the nutrition that you should be getting in your diets. Ooh. When you're not getting those supplements from a natural food source, you have to go buy those suspect pills that have the fillers and they're not really potent and they're antioxidants and they cost a fortune. So just on the cost, especially with the value here today, you can save so much in just supplement costs by using these machines. But let's go right to it here. Let's get the first thing that we're gonna show you what the machine does and does really well is whole fruit and vegetable juicing. Okay. So it replaces a juicer. Now, if you've ever used a juicer before, most people who own it at home, you probably know what I'm talking about. They are a nightmare to clean, and they're extremely wasteful machines. Sure. So if you want to make something like carrot juice, you're running about 15 carrots through a juicer just to get a small cup of carrot juice. And then you have all that roughage, all that fiber, all those phytonutrients that you're just tossing away in the garbage. Right. With these machines, they do something called whole fruit and vegetable juicing. Okay. So they'll liquefy an entire fruit and vegetable and some of the things that you wouldn't really normally put inside of your juice, just because of the nutritional matter for them. Now on the front here, right away, what you see with our machines is the square jar design. Yes. So the square jar is actually really important with how these machines are able to blend. Okay. Now if you look at your blenders at home, most likely you're seeing a circular jar, and the problem with that is they just chase material around the inside of the jar. That's true. Having a square jar means that there's a lot of disruption on the inside of the blending chamber. So when the blade is spinning really fast, the material hits the corner of the jar, forces the material down, so you get a lot of activity on the inside of the jar. So especially when we start to see this machine blending, you're gonna see it basically be like a tornado on the inside of the machine. How interesting. So on the front here, The machine is a capacitive touchscreen display machine. So it actually has 4 pre-programmed blend cycles on the front of the machine. Now these are precisely created to be able to give you perfect, consistent blends every single time. So just like the restaurants and the smoothie bars that use our machines, they're using these pre-programmed blend cycles to get their customers consistent, perfect blends.
Press and go.
So you have a smoothie button right here, the first key. Then you have your ice cream button.
Nice.
And then you have your whole juice key, the whole fruit and vegetable juicing key, which we're going to use right now. And then this steaming cup of soup right here is the soup, syrups, and fondues program.
Wow.
These machines are actually powerful enough that just by using friction that the blade creates, just like kind of rubbing your hands together to create heat, it'll cook raw vegetables into a hot soup.
So what's powering it then? What motor is in there?
The motor is a very large direct drive 3-peak horsepower motor. It can spin the blade about 30,000 RPMs, which is over 300 miles per hour that the blade will actually spin on the inside of the jar at top speed. So let's go ahead and get this going. So grapes, if you have seeded grapes, use those too. Grape seeds are high in antioxidants. They're perfect. These machines will take those seeds and they'll liquefy all the dense seeds. I've got some kiwi here with the skins. The skins are full of antioxidants. Now, look at all the seeds of the melons here. Melon seeds are difficult to chew and we really don't eat them. You usually throw them out into the trash. These machines will liquefy those seeds. They're full of fiber, but when you crack them open, they're full of magnesium and protein. There's more pound for pound in watermelon, black watermelon seeds than in chicken, fish, or beef.
Are you serious?
Leave the skins on your apples, the pineapple with the core. Now the core is where all the fiber is, so you want to load that in there. Strawberries and berries, high in throw those in there. Oranges, vitamin C. So you can just load up whatever you want to in there.
You're not prepping any of it, really.
Oh, no, and I'm not measuring it as well. The machine will do the work by itself. Now, we're also going to take a ton of spinach. Now, spinach and leafy greens, just like spinach, are antioxidant superfoods. Now, you don't usually want to blend or eat them very much, so when you can have an opportunity to mix it with your juices, that's the best time to get your greens. All right, so what we're going to do here is I'm actually going to toss in some ice. Typically at home, you can toss in some frozen berries, some frozen fruit. I use ice because most people who burn out cheap blenders, that is blender killer right there, is ice or frozen fruits. Now, the machine, that's because most blenders at home, or if you look at your blender motor, they're about the size of my finger. And when you start to load them up with really heavy things, you can smell the motors start to burn up on you and they eventually just break. I'm going to load ice in here just to make it cold, but I also just want to show you something. At home, what would happen, and for your viewers at home as well, if you ever packed your blender with this many ingredients, what would happen if you left the lid off while you started the machine up?
Well, that'd be terrible.
It'd be all over the place.
Of course.
That's because of any other blender blade is a cross-pattern blade designed just like this. And by design, they work like a fan. They just shoot the material up. Our blenders use a single wingtip blade here, and the blade is designed, and we'll actually show this a lot more, is designed to pull the material to the bottom of the jar, so I never have to assist the machine. So I'm going to go ahead and leave this lid off. Now, I don't recommend you do this at home. I'm just going to do it right here. Just to prove a point here. So we're going to use the whole juice program. It's a 65-second program cycle. Now you notice right away that didn't throw the material over the countertop. It switches speeds. Now there's 10 speeds of the motor. So the speeds are all self-regulated. So without me having to shake the machine around or try to shake the side of the jar or try to use a tamper or a tool to shove things to the lid, the blade and the jar work in conjunction to pull the material right to the bottom of the jar. So it allows you to get very consistent, perfect blends without having to worry about stopping, stirring, and shoving material or tools right into the blade.
So it just means that it really does all the work for you. You don't need to baby it.
Forget it, and you can just walk away.
It's funny because I was first introduced to Blendtec by seeing these wonderful commercials on YouTube and the and they was like, can Blendtec blend it?
So Adam, that's actually called, that's our famous YouTube series. It's called Will It Blend? And we have 500 million views on our website or on that website or even on YouTube, where you can see our owner, Tom Dixon. He kind of has a proclivity of blending iPhones, 2x4s, brake handles, golf clubs, just to prove a point. Now, that was 65 seconds. Now, I want you to see the consistency of the blend here. This is what restaurants pay for as far as high-quality blends. Now, that process is called micronization. So it's a liquefying and breaking down the cell walls of a whole fruit, a whole vegetable, including those seeds, the skins, the stems, everything that's in that juice. That is so much healthier than just running something through a juicer. Oh, absolutely. I'm gonna do it with you. Cheers.
Good health. Oh, that's gorgeous. That is
excellent, right? How smooth is that? There's no seeds.
You get this on the morning. on your way out, heading out. You have this for lunch and you're just going to feel not only satisfied, but so good for you. Guys, we're busy. We sold out of this just a couple months ago. It's the first time back. I have now fewer than 100 in each color. We're going to do nut butters. We're going to do soups. We're going to do more smoothies and juices. We're going to send you this twister jar. That's $129 value. That's an extra, isn't it, Shane?
Absolutely. So the thing that you want to use with this twister jar is the tines. So basically a real easy way to remember what you were going to use this jar for is if anything's thick or if it's going to stick to the sidewalls of the jar, that's what you do is with this jar. Now it has 2 little tines. All I'm going to do is spin this thing around while we're blending here, and it's going to give us a perfect nut butter. Nice. You can do your pesto, you can do your hummus. We're going to do a few different blends in the twister jar tonight.
This, again, was done by Blendtec for us as a special configuration. You can't get this bundle anywhere else at this price. Typically, it would be up to $630. We're at $339.95 on a flex pay of under $60 with free shipping and handling. If you've seen Blendtec, if you've heard about Blendtec, maybe you've seen it in, of course, all the cafes and smoothie stores and shops. Blendtec is the brand, very famous. And that commercial quality is what you're finding in this machine. Notice it's the all-new design. It's very different to the original one I had. I love the new touch panel on the top. And look at this.
Now look at that blend. Now that was only about 25 seconds on that blend cycle. And I took honey nut roasted peanuts and made honey nut roasted peanut butter.
Oh
now if you imagine when you, I'm a father at 3.
Right.
They come home, my boys and girls are always very hungry, and it's just an excellent after-school snack. You can mix it with chocolate chips, whatever you'd like to do. But I want you to see this consistency here. Now, what I'm using here is this isn't a very manly word. It's called the Spectacular. I don't feel very manly saying it, but that's the name of this particular spatula. It comes with the twister jar. Now, look at how smooth that nut butter ended up being. Now, the Spectacular is actually shaped on the bottom to be perfect and contour to the bottom of the jar. So it's able to get everything out of the jar really quickly. Now go ahead and taste that.
Thank you. Look at
how smooth
again.
Is that?
Oh my gosh. Okay.
Peanut butter is always full of those fillers, everything else. With this, you can get healthy. You know exactly what's going into your nut butters, exactly what's going into your kids and your own meals without all the preservatives and the sugar and the garbage that they add into those peanut butters these days.
You control what you put in.
Absolutely.
Homemade, natural. Okay, so what's next?
So what's next is I'm going to show you how the blade design works. Now, we were talking about the blade. It's a single wingtip blade, and the design of that blade is designed to force the material to the bottom of the jar. So that's why I didn't have to use a tool or try to stir things through the lid or bang on the side of the jar to get it to blend. Now, what we're going to do here is it's the same blade, the same jar to grind grains. So this is a mill and a grinder as well. Now, I'm only going to do a little bit of rice. This is going to be rice flour. A lot of rice flour is used for people who suffer from celiac disease and have to cook gluten-free recipes. So rice flour is expensive and it has a very short shelf life, but you can do it yourself and just grind. Now, I'm not going to put a lot of rice in here. You can do it 4 cups at a time, but what I want to do is show you how that blade is working. It's such a powerful machine. Wait until you see when I crank this up. Now, you can grind anything. So if you want a coarse grind, use a lower speed, but if you want a real fine grind, we're going to crank it up. We're going to do that right now.
Notice as well, you're seeing all of this live. This isn't pre-produced. So Blendtec is proud of their performance.
Look at that tornado and that blade blowing that material all around the jar.
And Shane, isn't it the fact that even the wild side jar is patented as well?
It is a patented blending jar design. It has that fifth side. So the fifth side, what the fifth side does is it takes the vortex and shifts it on an axis, so it moves around the inside of the jar. So when something's blending really fast, you get a lot of activity. The more activity that you see on the inside of the jar, the better your blend is going to be. Now check this out. Now that was just a few seconds. Now if you're doing 3 cups, 4 cups, whatever it is, you can even make a pastry flour. Depending on what you're doing, you can take unpopped kernels of corn and make cornmeal.
Look at that.
This is rice, make rice flour. You can even take sugar and make yourself powdered sugar in just seconds. Now that's the same blade, same jar. Any of our competitors' brands usually have to sell you a separate blade and a separate jar just to do dry grinding, so it actually saves you a ton of money money as well.
It's easy to be passionate about something that you have and you own. We've had ours for probably 8 years now. I am a huge fan of Blendtec. I believe they're the best in the business, and I'd love to send one to you for a flex pay. You know, the great thing about HSN is you never need to feel like you're committing to something without trying it. You've got 30 days. We'll send a Blendtec to you in any color you want: seafoam, white, pomegranate, orchid, the sleek black. Try it, give it a go. If you don't love it, return it for a full refund of the purchase price. Shane said it right at the start. A lot of us want to get healthy, and we want to do it the right way. We want a machine that really helps us along, and this is it.
Absolutely. So just to go over the pre-programmed blend cycles again, we have a smoothie blend cycle. Now, a lot of people don't know the difference between a whole juice and a smoothie. Whole juice is usually just your fresh fruits and vegetables.
Sure.
I didn't even add any liquid in that whole juice.
You didn't at all.
This is going to be frozen fruit, maybe some yogurt. That's usually the smoothie button.
That's a smoothie, okay.
Exactly. So let's get this in going. Now, once again, you can see how the wild side folds that material right down to the blade.
Yeah.
You get a tremendous amount of activity right on the inside of the jar. You can set it, forget it. I'm not having to help the machine by stirring the machine around. It's just a phenomenally powerful machine. Now, the wonderful thing is you're not over-processing your fruits and vegetables. With these pre-programmed blend cycles, you don't have to worry about when to stop, when to start, what speed to use, because the engineers at Blendtec have finely tuned over 40 years of experience these machines to make sure that they give you the most consistent, perfect blends with the toughest ingredients.
Again, privately owned American company that has been challenging the way we think about blenders and really turning the industry upside down. You know, Shane talked about the YouTube series, Will It Blend, with the owner, the founder. Truly a sensation, because we're not even testing this right now, really, are we?
No.
This is easy work compared to what it could do.
This is easy material.
So,
and there is that smoothie.
Course?
So once again, it's micronization. Look at how smooth that blend is. There's no chunks. This is what restaurants paid to have, is consistency in their blends. They want to make sure that when their customers are drinking a smoothie, that they don't have something stuck in the straw.
Right.
Nothing makes you worse or makes you more upset if you get something stuck in your straw and you can't even drink your smoothie.
Look, you can see that again. The consistency is perfect.
Well, you sip on that. Oh, that's really good.
Wow.
Very good, right?
So nice. The flavors, the taste. Okay.
Absolutely. So what we're going to do next is pretty amazing. Now, most people don't know how blenders cook hot soups. Now, there's not a heating element at all. Yeah. It's the power of this Blendtec machine at a 3 peak horsepower blender. When something like this blade is spinning over 300 miles per hour, you can cook something very, very hot in a short period of time. So we're just going to add some water here. Now, this is a 3-minute cycle. It's 180 seconds. So what I'm going to do with this blend is I'm going to take it off to the side over here. Okay. And get it started, and then we'll start an ice cream real quick.
Perfect. We love ice cream at midnight. We only have about 7 minutes left. If you look at what Shane's doing, we're replacing up to 8 different appliances. I mean, that's the reality. Let's just run through some of those appliances that we see there. So in your kitchen right now, maybe it's the coffee grinder, maybe it's the mixer, maybe it's the food processor, the meat grinder, the soup maker, the ice cream maker, the margarita mixer, the juicer. This one machine is replacing all of those. I mean, this lives on our countertop at home, Shane, so we never, ever put it away because we use it so regularly. There's no guesswork with the 4 pre-programmed cycles. You press the button. Do you want to do soup? Do you want to do a smoothie? Do you want to do a juicer? It looks, as you can see, magnificent. It is one of the most powerful juicers on the market, and it is world famous. I know there's a lot of celebrities that love to tweet about this. There's a lot of famous folks that obviously swear by the Blendtec. You've got to experience it for yourself. Oh, and by the way, it's easy to keep clean with that new interface. So the soup's going across, is going along nicely over there. And now ice cream time, you said.
Now this is, we're gonna do an ice cream now. We're gonna do it in the twister jar. Now the great thing is you can do ice creams in the regular jars too. You would just add some sort of milk base, like an almond milk or a half and half or even a whole cream, whatever type of milk or milk base that you'd want to use. Okay. This, I'm not even gonna have to add any liquid. Now what I have in here is I've got an avocado on the bottom there. Okay. Just about 1/4 of an avocado, just a bunch of spinach and some ice. We added a little bit of protein powder and we have a little bit of mint extract. This is actually called Popeye's ice cream. It's one of the most famous famous ice creams that Blendtec has had on .com, or even in the little guide that you guys get.
I've never tried this, ever.
So Popeye's ice cream, what's Popeye without a spinach, right?
Of course.
So you can even, instead of mint extract, you can buy tons of different extracts and you can get different flavors with the exact same recipe. So if you want to do pistachio, it's still green, put some almond extract in there. I'm going to push the ice cream frozen yogurt program. That's the ice cream symbol, pretty easy to understand. And we're going to go ahead and make this ice cream.
So this is going to be one of the more unique flavors of ice cream, I have to tell you. Just before I forget, and inevitably I will, we have something called the Ultimate Blender Cookbook available, which we really do recommend as well. It's fresh, fast, healthy recipes for every single meal. If you're ordering your Blendtec, you will get some basic recipes with it as well. This is going to be a wonderful bonus and addition to pick up to make the most of what your blender is going to be able to do. So ask about the Ultimate Blender Cookbook. It's just back in stock on HSN and also on free shipping and handling. I can't wait to, they're giving me an update on the Orchid and the Polar White. The Polar White is the one Shane's using right now. Less than 2 dozen before it's sold out. So that's that beautiful clean white.
Now look how thick that ice cream is.
That took you less than a minute.
That took less than a minute. It's all fresh ingredients. If you look at it, everything is perfectly blended on the inside of the jar.
It is.
And let's go ahead and scoop this up so you can try this. Now, if you want mint chocolate chip, you could put chocolate chips into the end, and we could even do that. So look at how thick this ice cream is.
Now, if you were to have told me this, if this was in a restaurant and they told me the ingredients, I would not have ordered this. You know that, Shane. I'm just being honest. This would not be the top of my list. So I'm excited to see if you can prove me wrong. Oh, it smells good though, doesn't it?
Go ahead and grab that. Now, that's what's great about a Blendtec. It's just like you said, if it's full of different ingredients that you're really not used to, you can kind of just dive right in and try different things. But you can also make your ice creams as naughty or as nice as you'd like to make them. So this is a nice ice cream. That's one of those ice creams you could eat a whole bowl of, go to the gym, and it would still be very beneficial for your gym workout.
Shane,
that's protein.
Just tell me again what's in this ice cream, because this is amazing. Tell me what the recipe was again.
The recipe was just a slice of avocado.
Yeah.
There was a little bit of spinach. I'm going to go ahead and grab this soup because it's now finished. And there was just a little bit of mint extract, protein powder, and ice. It's a very simplistic recipe, very good ingredients that are healthy for you, but you can taste that mint extract, right?
That is incredible.
It totally hides everything that's in there, and it's green, so it looks like mint ice cream.
Okay, you proved me wrong. I love it.
Now, guys, the soup is finished, and you'll want to watch this. Your soup, if you look at the steam, is piping hot.
Piping hot, yes it is. Now why? Because of the sheer force of which it's moving around?
The force and the friction of the blade is what does that. So if you want to make a chunky or like a chunky soup at this point, you can toss in some pre-cooked meat, chicken steak, beef, beans, or rice.
Right.
You can stick that in there. This is just a tortilla soup, so I'm going to put some garnish on the top here, and you got to taste this. Now, look at how frothy that is. Now, that's fresh vegetables. Everything is completely emulsified and liquefied. It's releasing all the nutrients that are in there.
Wow. Guys, you can see the steam coming off of that at home. I know you can. I'd love for you to order one. I mean, Blendtec doesn't need any, I suppose, introduction. So many folks already know how phenomenal this brand is. You can't get this deal anywhere else. Best buy in America. I'm going to try this while you do. Can we do one more demo while I try the soup?
Absolutely.
Okay.
So this is just going to be a little pesto guacamole or so a pesto with an avocado in there.
Okay.
We're just using those speeds again. They'll take just a few seconds.
Oh, Shane, this is gorgeous. Absolutely spectacular.
So think about what we've already done so far. We've done a whole juice.
Yeah.
We've ground grain. We've made a nut butter. We made a smoothie. We cooked a hot soup. We made an ice cream. And now we're making a pesto just for the top of your dinner or whatever type of spaghetti or any type of pasta that you may be doing at your house. Now, you want to watch how creamy this is already. Now, so this is all fresh ingredients once again.
You see, when you take control...
Using that spectacular, getting everything out of there.
And you get that what is it again? Spectacular, I love
Spectacular, yeah. Not a very manly thing to say, but it's a very useful tool.
You're gonna love that tool, it comes included. The nice thing is there's nothing that Shane's done or shown us that you don't get in your package. You get everything. All right, final thing, let's end on a high.
Well, what would anything else be without a margarita? Gotta do a margarita before we leave.
And then actually, we're going to be working out, Shane, just so you know, after this margarita.
Okay, if we're going to work out,
yeah, no, it's
you and me both.
An hour of workout coming up next with Tea to Hang Up. So again, this is where we might have seen a Blendtec machine. We might have been at the bar, we might have been at a resort.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Whenever you go to your favorite restaurant, next time you look